Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something big, the next leap in AI, GPT-5. And it's not just about tech, it's about the two very different futures it could create for every single one of us. And that choice? It might be a lot closer than you think.
Okay, let's start with a little thought experiment. Just imagine, what if you had a PhD expert in pretty much any field sitting right there in your pocket, ready to go whenever you needed them?
And listen, this isn't some far-off sci-fi fantasy. This is pretty much the core promise of GPT-5. You know, the next big thing from OpenAI. And from everything we're hearing, this isn't just a small update. No, this is a massive leap, maybe into a whole new reality.
So, what's actually new here? Well, think of it like this. If GPT-4 was like a really smart college student, GPT-5 is the PhD expert in the room. We're talking about a huge jump in safety, making it more reliable and way less prone to those weird hallucinations, when the AI just kind of makes stuff up. It's also going to be better at saying no to dangerous prompts. But the real game changer, it's all about personalization. It's going to be able to hook into your other apps, code whole projects for you in seconds, and even help with things like health analysis. Oh, and for all you developers out there, there's talk of an open source version you can mess with yourself.
Yeah, that phrase PhD-level intelligence, that's the key. It's the absolute game changer. Because we're not just talking about getting slightly smarter answers to our questions. The sources are framing this as a fundamental shift in the type of power that's available to all of us. It's like having a top-tier consultant on call 24/7, ready to help you reason through, well, anything, really.
So, what does that actually look like in the real world? Well, take healthcare. It could chew through a bunch of complicated, messy doctor's notes and actually help a patient understand what's going on. There was this one incredible story where it helped someone figure out a treatment plan, even after their own doctors were kinda stumped.
And it's not just about analyzing stuff that's already there. Nope, this is about creation. Seriously, just picture this. You have an idea for a video game. Let's say a basic snake game. You just type it in, and then you watch it get designed and coded, becoming a real playable game, right there, in seconds. That gap between having an idea and making it real, it's basically disappearing.
So when you have this kind of power, and it's suddenly available to pretty much everyone, it forces us to make a choice, a really critical one. And when you start digging into what the big thinkers in this space are saying, you find two completely different visions for what our future's going to look like.
Okay, first up, let's look at the optimist's view. This comes from Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI. He's convinced we're standing on the edge of a new age, one with just unprecedented opportunity and human achievement.
Altman's whole argument, really, is that AI is going to empower individuals like nothing we've ever seen before. He actually says we're living in the luckiest time in all of history, a time where just one person with these tools could build a billion-dollar company from scratch.
And his predictions for the future? They are incredibly bold. He thinks AI could start making major scientific discoveries all by itself, like within the next year. By 2035, he's talking about it helping to cure diseases like cancer. Now, he does admit that some jobs are going to disappear, sure, but he's sure that new jobs, ones we can't even imagine yet, will pop up to replace them. And that whole problem of the line between reality and AI-generated stuff getting blurry, Altman's take is pretty simple. We'll just adapt. We always do.
But not everyone is buying this rosy picture. Mo Gaudat, who used to be a big deal over at Google, he has a much darker warning for us. He basically sees our future splitting into two completely different chapters.
So, Gaudat's forecast starts with a dystopia. Yeah, seriously. He's worried that the next, say, 12 to 15 years are going to be all about the misuse of AI. We're talking mass surveillance, insane economic inequality, and a real loss of our freedoms. But he does think a utopia could come after that dark age. But that's a huge if. It only happens if we, as humanity, start making the right choices, like right now.
His biggest worry? It really boils down to accountability. The way he puts it, the handful of people building this stuff will have the power to literally change the world. But without any real rules or legal frameworks, there's no way to hold them accountable for what happens next.
And it's really striking when you put their views right next to each other. I mean, it's just so stark. Altman looks at the economy and sees opportunity for everyone.
Gaudat looks at the same thing and sees extreme inequality and a few new trillionaires. Altman sees us adapting to AI-generated reality. Gaudat sees widespread confusion and manipulation. And when it comes to who's in charge, Altman trusts we'll figure it out and manage the risks. Gaudat? He sees unchecked power pushing us straight towards a dystopia.
And Gaudat, he really doesn't pull any punches. He flat out accuses Altman of being driven by greed. He claims that OpenAI is basically rushing unsafe products out the door, all in a reckless race for more profit and more power.
Okay, so we've got these two totally different futures laid out in front of us. Utopia or dystopia? What are we supposed to do about it? Well, this isn't just a debate for Silicon Valley CEOs. The sources suggest there are some real, concrete steps we can all take to get ready.
It pretty much boils down to a three-step plan. Step 1, learn the tools. You've got to get your hands dirty, use them, and really understand what they can and can't do. Step 2, and this is just as important, is to strengthen our human bonds. The idea is to double down on real-world connections, on compassion, on love. And then there's step 3, question everything. We have to actively fight back against manipulation and really try to find the simple truth in a world that's about to get a whole lot more confusing.
Because at the end of the day, Gaudat's argument is that the biggest roadblock here isn't the tech itself, it's us. It's our own human ego and greed. He says the single greatest barrier to getting to that utopian future is our constant hunger for power and profit. Basically, the whole capitalist mindset that drives everything.
And that brings us to what might be the most powerful takeaway from all of this. The future of AI isn't some movie that we're just going to sit back and watch. It's not something that just happens to us. These AI systems, they're learning from us, from our behavior, our values, our choices right now. So the real question isn't, what is the AI going to do? The real question is, what are we going to teach it?